Hello, and thank you for contacting Wave Support. I see from your request that you're struggling with some centration and some blurred vision, as well as comfort with these designs. Just a couple general thoughts. When you have a bit of corneal astigmatism, sometimes when you first open up the Wave software and it gives you the option of designing with averaging or not averaging the astigmatism, sometimes I like to select do not average the astigmatism. Sometimes by averaging out the astigmatism you hide a little bit of the true corneal topography, and that sometimes doesn't give Wave as much data to design from. With that said, if we look at your designs, for your right eye, if you look at your lower right quadrant view, that's the topography that Wave is seeing. You see you have a little bit of a lower elevated area here, and because of that, if you're using either RSIM or GSIM, you may not get as nicely aligned lens on this cornea. And if you really go up to that top view, you'll see if you walk around each radial, you'll see that you have some downturners at 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and then it lifts back up again on the other side. And really what you want to do to get the best fit is get this landing zone, the area between the blue and the pink dot, to line up as closely to that green corneal line as you can. I see you tried to do some 50% quadrant control adjustments, and that was not successful for you. So what I might recommend is switching over to freeform. And if you switch over to freeform, I'll do that here as we speak. And then if you redesign this lens, what you'll notice is once that lens is finished designing, you'll notice that it aligns much more nicely in all the quadrants. So if you go all the way around, now you've got a lens that lines up very nicely all the way across that cornea, especially this landing zone. Now, if you get a lens that feels like it's too snug on the eye, sometimes just switching back over to tangential will give you a little bit nicer relationship out here in the peripheral cornea, a little more true relationship, and tangential tends to fit about a quarter to half step flatter in general. Same thing with the left eye. If we look at your design there, you've got a lot of ups and downs on this cornea. You've got a lot more astigmatism to deal with. And in the left eye, I would have started exactly where you did with a GSIM design because of this pretty symmetrical looking astigmatic cornea. However, once again, if you're struggling with lenses blurring up, now what might happen sometimes if Wave goes to calculate a lens with this much astigmatism, especially if you did average the astigmatism, sometimes Wave has to compensate for the lack of corneal toricity, the toricity that it cannot see, and it'll put that on the front surface lens. You end up with a bitoric or sometimes a compounded cylindrical calculation. If that lens rotates at all, you're going to get some blurring of the vision. So I try to get that lens to really match up as nicely as I can on the back surface, and by doing that I usually choose not to average out. And then if I can, I'll either, I generally will switch over to freeform once again, and even consider going to tangential if I have to. I did do a little bit of a mock-up of a lens. So if we look at this one here, you'll see in a freeform design you now have a lens that very nicely matches all the way across each radial, all the way around the clock dial. So with those little recommendations, I think that should help these lenses not rock as much, not dig in as much. It should help out with the overall comfort, and hopefully, especially on that left eye where you have so much more astigmatism to contend with, that should help clear up the vision a little bit more. So I wish you well with this case, and thank you for contacting Wave Support. Have a great day.